Hi all, Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying this foam stickleback. Right, it's a great back end fly for fishing deep and right through the winter if the places you're fishing are open. As always, there will be a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anybody that wants to support the channel, get access to the members only content, the monthly fly tying meetings, and into the giveaways. Right, so I've got my hook and my vise. This is a size 8 Kamasan B175. You could tie these as big as a 4 or even a 2, but you can go too big with them, right? I mean, I think of this as a stickleback or a small minnow rather than a fry pattern. So don't go too big. You might go as small as a 10. So I'm going to get started with my tail, and I'm just going to get a wee bunch of white marabou. Take that rubbish away, and I don't want a lot, right? I want this to be quite sparse, because you're getting flash and then another layer of olive on top. And as usual, I'm just going to come along and find where the marabou's sort of thickest and at its best. Pinch it there. And then for length, about a hook length off the back. I'll just catch this in at the front. And then I've got a wee bit of flash. I'm just using silver and pearl polar flash here. And make sure you get a bit of silver, a bit of pearl, maybe a couple of bits of pearl, as long as it's mixed. You know, you don't need a huge amount of the flash. And what I do is I just put a wee overhand knot in it, and then it just sits. You can sit it in your desk. You don't lose it. It doesn't get separated. So I'm just taking a loose wrap to sort of collect it, and I'm going to draw it all in so that the waist is inside the body. Get it well tied in. A couple of long bits there because it was uneven. Tied that up. And then I've got a bit of sort of dark olive, kind of dark greeny olive back section of marabou. And I mean, you can decide the tone to suit the colour that's best for where you are, but I mean, to be quite honest, as long as it's thereabouts, you know, white in the belly, dark in the back, if it's olive, if it's brown, it will probably still work. Now I want this to be slightly longer than the white, just like that. Get it tied in, again the length of the body, and then I'll trim the flash a few millimetres longer again, so it just sticks out the back. You just get that wee bit of flicker of flash behind the fly. Now the back of the fly is a 5mm booby tube. Now you need to make sure you've got enough, right? So you need the whole tube. You kind of cut it in half, right? I'm just going to catch this in. So I pull it tight and then just secure it. And tie over it. And the body's just Angelina dubbing, ice dub, whatever you like, pearl, any light bright, any of these pearly flashy dubbins, it makes no difference which one you choose. make sure you get plenty on. Don't be too shy of this because you want to kind of pick it out slightly. Need a wee bit more. Now, years ago, when I saw this pattern in a magazine, and I used to tie it, and I believe, if my memory serves rightly, that the original had like a hackle, like a red hackle. But I now just use a bit of like red dubbing. I'm just using red SLF here, just to give that wee red throat. Again, you don't need an awful lot for this. It's just a wee suggestion of the gills, basically. Touch more. Get that in. And leave yourself a bit of space at the front, like a head length, like an ordinary head length, just to tie this foam off and give you a bit of space to work. I'm going to pull my foam over fairly tight. Get us, look, you want a bit of tension in it, and then just catch it off, and then just gradually get a wee bit tighter. That's about 6 wraps of thread, that's plenty. And I'm going to come in, make sure nothing's going forward with the eye, and I'll whip finish. Trim this away. Now, to get the shape of the head, I like to come in at an angle. I'll make my first cut so that I'm starting just ahead of the hook eye. I'm going to cut across at an angle. So I've got this. And then I'll come onto your side. And do the same. And then you can just knock that top corner off, knock the bottom off. That'll kind of round it out a wee bit. You're just, basically you need to give yourself a flat spot to stick the eye. Right. Now the colour, I'm just using a Copic pen in olive, right, and this pen matches this marabou quite well, and that's what I try to do. I try to pick a pen, whatever colour I'm tying the marabou tail is the colour that I want the pen to be, and I'm just making sure I got all the way around here. Colouring in. All of the foam. Right, don't get it on the dubbing, and you can go over a couple of times if you want to darken it. Even use the broad end on the back there just to really get it. And I'm going to take a 2mm eye, just a flat tape eye, right? Don't use a dome eye on this, right? Just to be flat tape eyes. Just stick it on, just onto the flat spot that you've prepared, right? And the adhesive on the back of the eye is plenty for this at this point. And I mean, we used to paint these, which you could still do. You know, you could just use a cocktail stick and paint the eye on. And then, now the colour will always come off a foam. It doesn't matter what pen you use, right? When you fish it, the colour ends up coming away. So you need to seal it. And I'm going to use nail polish, right? And it's important that you use nail polish. If you use UV resin, it will just fall off, right? The UV resin won't stick. The foam's flexible, much more flexible even than the flex resin, so it's no good. You could use Loon Soft Head, but that stays sticky. So just your Sally Hansen's, whatever you normally use, is the stuff you want. And what I do is I get a couple of coats, and you'll see the nail polish brush will start to lift, or you'll take on a wee bit of colour from the pen, right? So you don't want to be using this again for something that you want to be on white thread or anything. 2 or 3 coats, let it dry thoroughly in between, and that seals the colour on. It sticks to the foam, and also it protects the eyes. It stops your eyes falling off, as long as they're well sealed in, and it floats. Right? It doesn't affect the buoyancy of the fly in any way negatively. And that, I mean, it will get another coat, but once it's done, once it's dry, that's your Stickleback booby, or your foam Stickleback. It's a great pattern, right? From mid-late September right on through to the spring of the year. Fast sinking line off the bank or off the boat. Very, very effective fly. So, I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, and I'll see you for another video. Till then, guys. Bye.